Christmas is all about tradition for many families, but as pressures on our time mount and busy lifestyles take over, have you ever considered the benefits of ditching Christmas at home and heading to a restaurant instead? Apart from the cost of hosting everyone at your house, you also have to deal with the emotions and getting them all to leave and the clean-up as well. Christine Green is a food industry expert, and she's going to give us her top reasons why having Christmas lunch or dinner is better at a restaurant. Welcome, Christine.
Hi, Kaylee. Great to be on board.
Hey, Christine. Rob Duckworth here. Now, tell us, why should we go to a restaurant for Christmas dinner or lunch?
Well, I've analysed the top 13 reasons that I think that people should attend a restaurant.
Yep.
So I'll keep it nice and short and sweet.
Okay.
So I'll start with the home Christmas. A home Christmas is hot and sweaty. A restaurant has aircon and clean, comfy surroundings. A home Christmas takes lots of planning and time. But at a restaurant, the experts will do it all for you.
Yeah.
Now, a home Christmas, we all know, is overwhelming with workload. But when you're at the restaurant, you can chill out while you're being waited on. So it starts to sound more and more appealing as we go through.
Yeah, it does.
So Christmas Day, sometimes, I've noticed this, it can be a bit of an anticlimax. Once the prezzies are ripped open, it's like up to usually one or two people to make the vibe continue. But in a restaurant, you go into the restaurant and the restaurant helps keep the vibe going all day, or at least until you leave anyway. When you're at home, the feast usually doesn't fit in the fridge, and if people are bringing eskies and things to contribute. However, at a restaurant, they have massive cold rooms, lots of ice cold beverages, and it's all at your fingertips.
Well, that's
It should be fresh food.
Yeah, just jumping in there, Christine, that's one of the problems with the food side of things is over catering. A lot of people tend to over cater, don't they? And they end up eating ham for 6 months afterwards.
Actually, I've got that as one of my pros or cons. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. If you go to a restaurant, there's no leftovers. So you might see that as a positive or a negative.
Yeah. And you also, after the restaurant, hopefully the relatives go home to their house and not yours.
Oh, that's an absolute bonus, especially if there's lots of cleaning to be done. So at a restaurant, you've got dish pigs, and they take care of all of that. But at home, it's usually grandma and mum dips up with the dishes, I'm afraid. There's a few other things. When you come to personalities with families on a Christmas Day, if you've got some people that are normally grumpy by nature, a hot, sweaty day, everybody coming together can often aggravate them. But when you go to a restaurant, you find people tend to put on better manners and they behave themselves in public, so it can give you a more positive experience. You know, Uncle Joe that likes to sit in the corner and unbuckle his pants and start to snore as his head nods, probably unlikely to do that in a restaurant as well.
No, Christine.
Well, you'd hope not. We'd be arrested.
That's me.
Okay.
I was going to say that's me too, but that's not good to me.
Yeah, what else?
Being at home brings lots of love, hugs and memories. You know, if you look back to when you were kids and you went to Grandma's house for Christmas Day, I mean, they're irreplaceable. They're absolutely fantastic memories. But is there anything wrong with adding another dimension to the annual thing that we do to get together, to ignite some new memories, bring in some more relaxed conversation, and another way to experience joy in each other's company. And I think just taking it out of the home environment, even if you just do it once, can just break that habit, I think, that we all get into as family. We've actually had a member of our family take a branch of the family away on a cruise this year, and they're very excited to be going on a cruise for Christmas Day with their extended family, and we're certainly going to miss them around home. But I think I'm a bit jealous. It sounds like a really good way to spend Christmas Day.
Yeah, I think there was a time where if you weren't, at home with your family on Christmas Day, you were, seen as a Christmas orphan. If you had to go to a restaurant, it was because you had nowhere else to go. But that's completely changing now, isn't it? Because so many, big hotels and clubs are open on Christmas Day and doing a fantastic Christmas lunch.
Yeah, and if you want to look up anywhere that might be open in your area, so if anybody's familiar with any of the restaurant sites, if you look up Yelp, that's YELP,
yeah,
it has a really good Christmas list, and you can search by Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, or whatever area you're in, and it has quite a good active list of who's open on Christmas Day. So I'm from Brisbane, and I had a look at some of the restaurants that were open there, and they're good, reputable restaurants.
So it's a website called Yelp, is it?
Yes, correct.
YELP. Okay, fantastic.
Christine, have you ever done this?
No, but I do go to a lot of restaurants because of the industry. I'm in the food industry.
Yeah.
So it's actually special for us to be at home on Christmas Day. And by the time we have kids, and I've got 3 grandkids now, by the time they all come together, we can have a group of about 50 people. And it's quite large. But we do the swimming and the cricket, and the kids do a little pantomime, and it's evolved over the years. And the food varies, depending on who's cooking. Actually, that's another benefit of a restaurant. You notice on Christmas Day, when you put the feast out, everybody thinks they're a master chef. And sometimes it's pretty poor effort, actually. And you eat it to be polite. But if you go to a restaurant, you do have a chef that cooks for you.
Yeah.
You are going to enjoy the food. Everyone can rave, and they can critique the food. No one's going to get offended.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some of the downsides to this, and I'm thinking, well, it's obviously going to be a bit exy. It's going to cost you a little more on Christmas Day. And the other
restaurants do it tough with labour.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And it might be seen as a little more impersonal doing that. And also, like, it's I'm thinking it might be difficult. So can we have a table for 27? You know how, like, you might have a lot of people turn up at your place for Christmas. You might end up on various different tables around the restaurant. No?
It depends on the restaurant. There's some fair-sized restaurants out there. They can seat 200 to 300 people, like at the larger end of things. So
yeah.
I don't think it's too difficult for some establishments to be able to put the tables together in rows or in a cluster.
Yeah, you're right,
have, different viewing and things like that. And I don't know about you, but there's some members of the family that I'd be very strategic about which seat I chose to sit in.
Yeah, and you don't have that luxury at home, do you? Because you can be in a smallish lounge room, I guess. And the other problem with having it at home is usually one person is left to clean up. Or
do all the logistics of it as well. And they become the person that's stressed.
Yeah, and
I was talking to some mums but I was talking to some mums recently, and there was the odd one or two that did pop up and say, oh, no, I couldn't stand it if I didn't make everything for Christmas Day. I live and breathe the whole, all the excitement that leads up to Christmas Day, and I love to have everything cooked and planned, table decorated, and that's their passion.
That's fine. That's fine if that's what you love to do. But it's nothing worse when you're sitting around the Christmas table, it's all over, and the host gets up and starts washing up. Then everyone else feels as though they should go and help, but nobody wants to because they've eaten too much. And they just want
to... the good china in the wrong cupboard.
That's right.
Yeah, and if you're a person who starts like a few days out, you start dreading the preparation for this, maybe you're the person that this idea is designed for.
I can't see a downside. I think it's fantastic.
You love the idea?
Love it.
I'm a bit in between.
I love it. I think it's great. Then when you do go home, there's no mess, no rellos or anything. It's terrific.
And I think once the day class is over, if you have that big Christmas lunch and everybody says their goodbyes, kisses and hugs, you can go home, put your feet up in front of the telly.
Exactly.
Unzip your pants.
Back to the pants.
You've got to think about unzipping pants, haven't you, Christine?
I'm not getting any skinnier as the years go by, I have to say.
Oh, we're just kidding. Thank you so much. It's a very interesting chat, and we appreciate your time tonight.
All right, have fun. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Christine Green there, food
right
industry expert.